Hello, my fellow outdoorsmen, and today we're scouting for turkeys. Now, I have last week, but the first thing that you want to do at the beginning of the turkey season is start finding where birds are, because when you have last week, like I have, you're going to need to find a lot of birds because a lot of birds are going to be killed and pressured during this season. So, first thing that you want to do is make sure that one, you know where you are. If you have public land or private land, make sure that you don't go trespassing. That's important. The next thing, sorry, I'm getting over a cold right now, but the next thing is that you're gonna want a call like this, a box call, uh, a mouth call, diaphragm call. And if you're going to go find where the roosts are, you want a owl hoot. That's a good call to use if you're trying to see where the birds are roosting. Just start with the box call. So what I was doing there is I was yelping, which is this, listening, and sometimes they want something more aggressive to get them to gobble, so you do a couple putts. So basically, at this time of the day, there are no turkeys in this area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the next spot and try to find other birds. All right, guys, we're at the next spot here. We're getting a little bit later into the evening, and as soon as we get to where the sun's starting to get below the trees, I start using the owl hoot and trying to see if a bird will shock gobble. So basically, I'm gonna scare them into gobbling. But right now I'm gonna use a diaphragm call right here. This one that I'm using is a dead end game call. So I just got it. I like the way it sounds, and hopefully we can get a bird to gobble. There's some geese flying overhead out that way. If you just sit and listen, you might be able to hear a bird gobble out in the distance, because geese and crows, woodpeckers, and owls, they will shock the turkeys, like startle them, and they'll gobble. Same thing happens in thunderstorms. So this time of the year, if you go outside when it's downpouring and there's thunder and stuff, you can just hear them light up. They just start gobbling like crazy. So what I'm doing is I'm spending 2-3 minutes at every spot that I come to, and I call a little bit, trying to get a response out of these birds. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see where the birds are and what kind of birds they are. So if I hear a full gobble right off the back, that means that we have a tom. If I hear something mocking what I'm doing, then we have a hen. If we hear something putting and maybe with like a gobble that doesn't sound complete, we have an immature male turkey, which is known as a jake. They have different names for them depending on where you are, but the most common is tom for mature and jake for immature. And so when turkey hunting, some people, how I was brought up, is that we do this where we come to a spot, we gobble, well, we call, listen for a gobble, and then we run in with the decoy and the call and the shotgun, and we're running and gunning. We're going in the legal distance away from the road, and we set up and we try to cut off that turkey on its way to coming where we originally called, and we try to entice the bird to us. But in the area that I live, there's fields, a lot of places, so it makes the birds difficult to hunt because they're a different kind of bird. Like the turkeys are adjusted to the areas that they live. If you're thick in the woods, they're like timber birds, so they behave differently than the ones that are in the fields that are flocked up into flocks of 20 and 30s. So, so that's just something to keep in mind. Right now, there's a field a half mile away that way, and so I'm gonna call one more and see if I can get a response. If not, I'm gonna pull out, go to the next spot. Right, guys. So I'm at the next spot. I'm a little bit deeper into the woods, but I'm off of a creek, and like I said, I hunt mostly public, so trout fishing reserves are good areas to try for turkeys. Mainly because they're little patches of public along the creeks and stuff, and you pull a bird off of private property and work them onto the public. So I'm using a mouth call again, and there's a field over there. This guy feeds deer on this side, so turkeys are probably coming in and eating his feed, and that's good things because that means that there's possibility for birds to be here. So we'll try again. I'm going to take a couple steps deeper into the woods because this is some thick cedar woods in here. So maybe getting a little bit further will get my call out a little bit, where it can make the difference in between a bird hearing me or not. Gotta be careful I don't have my swampers on. Okay. Sometimes in the evening, the birds won't make much noise. That's because one, they're heading to their roost and they don't want coyotes knowing where they are. In this farm woodland area where we have marbleation of woods and fields, it's a common thing for coyotes to prey on these turkeys. So sometimes they're not as vocal. Another thing is that when they flock up into the big flocks, they don't make much noise because they already know that they have everybody in the area. So once they get pressured, they get call shy. So they won't reply to a call. And right now we're in the third week, coming to the end of the third week of our turkey season. So gonna give another couple yelps, couple putts, and see what happens. That can't be a turkey. I don't know, maybe I'm just going crazy. I thought I heard something, but I wasn't sure. We'll give it another couple yelps. Must be my imagination. I can hear a bunch of mourning doves. But anyways, gonna go to the next spot. I'm going to go to the spot after that. I got like 3 more spots to check. So hopefully we can find a bird and you guys can listen to them thunder a little bit. If you look, there's some whitetail in the field right here. Pretty cool, but that's a good sign. There's whitetail here. There's a good chance that there might be turkeys here. These whitetail must not be pressured because they are literally right over here. If I can zoom in, maybe you can see them right there. See if I scare them. I don't know, but there seems to be like 12 of them in there. Anyways, this is a piece of public right next to some private land. Yep, they're moving now that they see me. See their tails maybe. And you see the little flashes of white. But there's a ton of deer back here, and this is being logged. But there's still chances that turkeys are coming up into these trees like this and roosting. Especially since that there's fields around, there's a lot of opportunity for food. These deer are like not even that scared of me. They're like walking away. But let's see if we can get a call here. We got a hen putting over here. But yeah, I heard some putting. It was just mimicking what I was doing when I was going. I just heard like 3 of them, like 3 putts, and I'm gonna purr and putt some more and see if I can get a response. That hen could have been spooked by the deer running, or it could have been a Jake. A Jake will make some putt noise, cut a little bit, but that seems to be it for this area. I'm gonna move over to the next one, and I'll use the owl hoot to see if I can get a shock gobble. All right, guys. So this is the last spot that I'm coming to for today. Sorry, I'm just listening. Up to the right, we have a hill. It's like a ridge, and then it goes down to another field. Sometimes the turkeys are in there during the morning. And then down to the right is a creek, and this creek goes along the edge of this ridge. There's plenty of roosting opportunities. Sorry, big thing with scouting is being able to listen, and you can't listen when you talk. So give it a go. Hopefully we can get a nice bird to call back. I heard something over here earlier before I started calling, so I sort of got excited. So, doing that call right there, couldn't tell if it was responding to my call, but I heard it again. It was sort of like a quiet yelp, something that a hen would do. So, give the owl hoot, see if we can get a time to call. I'm not gonna lie, the last couple spots have been pretty, what do you say, discouraging. I haven't seen many turkeys at all. I saw plenty of deer. At the one spot I pretty much pulled up to. Oh, ooh, we got something down the road. I'm gonna grab my binoculars. There's a black thing on the road, but it could definitely be a bird. That was the wrong button. Alright, it's just what we're looking for. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. Up there in the middle of the road. It's looking for the call, but let's see if now if it's in open, if it will reply back. He's strutting out in the middle of the road. I'm gonna see if I can get footage. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right off of my fingertip. Oh, sorry guys. Right up there. You see him, he's strutting. That's a characteristic of a jake by not gobbling. Or he could be a pressured tom. He's going into a full strut, so he's not holding it very long, which is a common immature behavior. But I'm gonna wait for him to go back in the woods.